Ooh la la, my gorgeous Gemini, at the beginning of this week, there is something going to surprise you. But what is actually going to surprise you is more the actual inspiration that you are going to have. So you are going to be surprised by what is exactly going to inspire you at the beginning of this week. And that in itself is going to open your eyes, and it's going to help you to kind of realize something very, very special and something very unique about yourself that you most simply need to pay attention to at this moment on your spiritual journey. And this inspiration that you are going to have, which is going to completely surprise you, the way it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, is just going to put you in such a state, in such a moment of a limbo where you are going to be kind of left with absolutely no option but to kind of rethink your life and rethink what you're doing right now, and to rethink what you're going to do later on when it comes to your immediate future, which is naturally going to put you in this state of the actual contemplation. And the more you're going to think like, oh my god, what I'm going to do now, I'm thinking like about this, I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking so passionate about this, shall I be doing what I feel so passionate about at this stage, or what do I do? And you will see this is going to be so important. The more you contemplate at the beginning of the week, the more you're going to drift towards something very specific when it comes to your soul, and you are just literally going to become fully aware of what exactly do you need to do, and you are going to leave the certain situation behind. You will see and understand that the specific part of your life slowly but surely came to an end. And I'm talking about the part of your life that you've been more worrying than anything else so far. So now you're going to find yourself on a rather interesting spiritual quest where you will naturally want more out of life. And you will know that inspiration, it's going to touch you to the places you haven't been touched in a long time spiritually, So this is why all this shake-up, it's actually going to start, which is really going to make you aware of, like, now when you get a flavor, this spiritual flavor through that inspiration, it's like, it's just going to become so, that specific situation that you need to leave behind, that you're going to become so bored of, what I mean? So it's just literally, it's all about finding yourself on a spiritual quest and knowing exactly what do you need to move on from this stage in your life. This in itself, you will know that it's gonna be like an absolutely connected towards you knowing that you are doing the right step on in your life when it comes to development, and when it comes to the next stage, when it comes to the expansion of your life, when it comes to you slowly but surely reaching momentum of everything that you have been working for. But this in itself is going to need a little bit of adjustment to be made. You have to follow your intuition as much as you can, and you have to follow your psychic guidance, because your intuition is going to be highlighted throughout this week indeed. Okay, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, what I wanted to say to you, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, what you're gonna need to what you need to remember is that someone who's very close to you, very important to you, and somebody who means to you so much, they're gonna be praising you about something. They're gonna be telling you about something like very specific about yourself, about what you're good at, and what they're gonna be praising you about. It's all you're gonna realize what a strong connection you have with this particular person, because what they're going to be praising you about, and what they're going to be talk to you about, what they're going to highlight about you, is just pretty much, so you will see that was on your mind quite a lot over the last 2 or 3 weeks, but you didn't say anything. And you will know that this is, oh my god, this is a very good sign through the power of synchronicity. This person mentioned something that was on your mind already, and this is going to mean to you so much, and you will know that now it's time to manifest something so important. This is going to make you aware of exactly what part of your life do you want to manifest, or with another words, with which goals it's time for you to start turning like into the actual reality. So you will know this is all going to boil down towards the certain goals that you had on your mind for quite a while, but you haven't been doing anything about, you see. So this is now going to make you aware of, okay, now it's time to start kind of the process of starting to manifest these goals, you know, into the actual reality. And that in itself is going to make you feel so confident, you know, on one hand the way you're going to feel, but then on another hand, for someone who's so close to you and so important to you, for someone who is having such an important kind of connection with you, to highlight something like this, I mean, it all is going to kind of fall into the places at this moment in time when it comes to you. You're going to feel very courageous, you're going to feel very confident, but also you are going to need to understand, you are going to understand at this stage that you need to come up with some kind of a plan, how exactly you're going to do this, you know. You just need to do one step at a time, but as long as you kind of make this decision, you're already like kind of halfway there indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, it's basically all about the actual, you know, you are going to become aware of this like kind of a very, very interesting opportunity. Very, very interesting opportunity. And before you become aware of this interesting opportunity, you are going to kind of like maybe, you are actually going to have a very interesting sign. And this sign is yet again going to come to you through some kind of animal. And I've been saying this for so long, that the animals have been playing an absolutely mind-blowing role in our lives over the last 2 years, in terms of them being such a powerful messengers. So at the begin, like when it comes to the last part of this week, you know, it's like at around the 5th and the 6th of the actual December, I'm talking about, first of all, you are gonna see like a bird, or you're gonna hear a bird, okay? And there is something gonna be so unusual about that bird when it comes to what this bird is gonna be doing, whether this bird is gonna be walking in a weird way, whether this bird is going to be flying in a weird way, whether this bird is going to be like looking at you in a weird way. You will know that this bird is the part of your dimension, so you will know that this is your sign. But most importantly, as soon as you become aware of this bird, you need to understand that, you know, you need to really kind of release the amount of negativity that you have on your mind, because at that very moment in time, you will see and you will understand that you're still slowing yourself down with some kind of a progress in your life, and you will understand, you know, your own power at this stage. So as soon as you become aware of like this bird, immediately, as soon as you see this bird, immediately you need to kind of really pay attention to what are you thinking negatively at that moment in time. I can assure you that you will be thinking negatively and dark about something, and then and there you're going to snap out of it. You're going to be like, no baby, no, I'm not going to be thinking negatively, because I'm creating a little bit of a prison for myself here with my own negativity, because, you know, it becomes very powerful in terms of the actual manifestation. Because if you carry on thinking negatively about that particular aspect of your life, you know, your negativity is going to kind of manifest and become like a huge challenge like a later on. So this is the first thing that you need to do, and you need to understand as soon as you become aware of this bird, okay, which is your good omen, which is a very, very good and rather specific sign. And then on another hand, very shortly after that moment in time, you are going to become aware of some kind of opportunity which is going to bring so much hope and so much inspiration into your life, like instantly. And then later on, within the next few weeks after that moment in time, there's so many other like bright prospects that are actually going to be connected to this specific opportunity. And also at the same time, it's going to be more than just that, because at the same time, when you become aware of this opportunity, you are also going to be reminded, like almost instantly, something that you've learned, something brand new that you've learned, you know, in your life over the last within the last few weeks, you know, especially you've learned something really specific. It's to do with the new learning. So immediately you're going to become aware of something that you've learned not that long ago. So now that in itself is going to make you like a really, really curious, and it's almost and also on another hand, it's also going to like kind of start this fresh thinking process in your life when it comes to you having new ideas ideas, you know, how you're gonna do certain things that you know were scaring you so much in your life because they haven't been moving on for such a long time. So this is really going to inspire you on so many different levels indeed. And also, my gorgeous Gemini, I have to warn you a little bit, because you know you are dealing with somebody in your life who is going through something very difficult. And I've seen this before. This is very important for you to understand. There is a specific person in your life, an older person in your life, a rather vulnerable person in your life who has been like terribly misled. This person has been terribly misled. And because they've been misled, this person who means to you so much, an older vulnerable person, has been terribly misled. And because of this, because of them being terribly misled, you understand this completely. You are fully aware of this. But they're starting to act really strange. They're starting to act really unusual. And you need to find a way how you're going to work around it, okay? Because almost as if at this moment in time, you're seeing this person as some kind of a devil or something really bad and really nasty. But this person is not a devil, this person is not a really bad, and this person is not a really nasty. But because they've been so misled to the point where they've lost themselves a little bit through their own vulnerability at this stage of their life, you just need to kind of understand that you must work with this person as much as you possibly can. Like I think that there are certain aspects of you too that you're never going to be able to agree on, but you can even like you should like keep on giving like maybe certain evidence to that person what you're trying to explain to them. Do not lose hope whatsoever. Just keep on going and keep on explaining them what do you want to say. At the moment they're not going to be able to understand you, but later on they will really surprise you. This situation is going to get resolved in the best possible way, but you just have to give it a time, my gorgeous Geminis. This is very important indeed, okay? So now I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card of the week, my gorgeous Gemini. So what is going to be an oracle card of the week? What is going to be an oracle card of the week? Oh, these cards are massive. This one came out just by itself. Abundance. Pay attention to the opportunities that I'm talking about. Do not forget about that inspiration that I've mentioned to you at the beginning of this week. Listen to me very carefully. This is just an additional sign that this inspiration that you are going to have at the beginning of this week, which is going to completely surprise you. And when things surprises us, they're very strongly connected to our spirit, to our soul, and then these things need an immediate action from us. And this is how we show to our spirit and to our soul, this is how we prove our own point to ourselves that we are putting ourselves as a number one in terms of our intuition. So this is exactly what you should be doing. You need to understand that this inspiration that you're going to have, which is which is really going to surprise you and put you in a bit of a limbo when it comes to you contemplating after that moment in time. This is just a very kind of additional and rather powerful sign that this inspiration is going to change your life, not only when it comes to how you feel and what you do, your optimism and everything, but it's also going to change your life in terms of the actual finances. Your financial situation is going to improve so much. I'm not saying that your financial situation is bad, but I'm just telling you that your financial situation is going to improve like there is no tomorrow. So it's not only about the finances and you feeling solid in that particular way, but it's also about the fact that that inspiration is going to change your life. So it's going to need your adjustment. So you need to be brave, my gorgeous Gemini, because this is going to be big indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Gemini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.